The biggest problem with the playthrough right now is Catchrate. We need Lifmunk Effigies, or we're just wasting spheres and experience. Also, I probably could have started off getting more Lifmunk Effigies in the beginning, so let's kind of turn this into an overall Lifmunk farming guide. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, comment your thoughts down below. So I theory crafted this start for a new Palworld playthrough, where it's effectively the same thing, except we go more out of our way for Lifmunk Effigies than the chests, and we can end up with a lot of them while still unlocking everything we need. Okay, this slightly changed, but not really with the recent update, because you can't respawn in the multiplayer areas, but you can also just set your single player world to multiplayer. However, if you're playing just like hard, dedicated vanilla, the devs nerfed it for balance, so I'm not going to exploit it. Well, then you just do it in reverse. You go Plateau of Beginnings, you still unlock the small settlement, and then you make your way to this island naturally, and you can still pick up all the Lifmunk Effigies, you have access to Fisherman's Point, and then you can still catch, like, the tons of pals that are here and grab all the chests and items. So, again, it's kind of flipped around depending on how you play, but no serious changes, so the update didn't ruin this video. Let's go. And real quick, I gotta plug G Fuel, especially with all the work that goes into making videos and playing Palworld. Without it, I wouldn't be able to grind as much as I do and make the best guides for Palworld, Pokemon, and whatever else I play. So find yourself a great flavor, all kinds of different options to get the caffeine you need for work, school, or gaming. Use code Verlisify, 20% off your G Fuel order. And making it to the first settlement so quickly is still really good because you can sell your pals to the pal trader and then you can buy pal spheres from the wandering merchant. The goal is still to get level 9 as quickly as possible with the Dire Howl. You mount up, you use some kind of shot skill fruit, you catch the pals, it's easier because you have more Lifmunk, and now you're accelerating even more. So while it is super cute that you can just kind of go to Fisherman's Point and then you can go and unlock everything, it's just better with a better mount and more resources. Now, you still want to farm all the chests in the desert because it's a crazy amount of resources, and if you get a huge fire egg, you're set on that kindling. Now, since we're going for Lifmunk Effigies, there is a thought that we should take the Nightwing saddle as soon as possible instead of waiting for 21 for the Vanworm saddle, because if you want the good Lifmunk Effigy farming, you need to go vertical since there's a lot on like cliffs and overhangs and stuff. I know I already broke this down, but Vanworm still wins. The stamina and extra speed is really good, and since you need hundreds of Lifmunk Effigies, it's worth farming for at least a 20% speed boost Vanworm. You will get that time back. Now, the next level breakpoints are interesting because you have Beacon at level 34 with 1200 speed and a bit more stamina than the Vanworm, so that's pretty good, but you can go until the Phalaris, and Phalaris is 1400 with 230 stamina. And you can get Phalaris with Vanworm and Anubis. So you farm Lifmunk Effigies until you lose your mind on Vanworm, push to level 38, get the rest of them, make sure you max it out, and now you just have like the ultimate mounted pal setup to get you through the rest of the game. Also, level 38 is a major breakpoint because that's when we have our lettuce plantation, so you make salads, crazy money, improves your base. This is like where the everything begins for late game optimization, and the faster you get there, the better, which is going to get faster by having more Lifmunk Effigies. So where are all the good places to find Lifmunk Effigies? After looking online, I couldn't really find a coherent guide, so let's actually try to put together a real route through practice and testing to make our character as powerful as possible in this playthrough. Okay, so let's get into it. The best place for early Lifmunk Effigy farming once you get your first flying mount is going to be the northeast of Mount Obsidian. The route is just so free. You ride the coast, you go up some of those rocks, there's Lifmunk statues on half of them, and then you just loop around, follow the trail, you're good to go. Now, around the castle, it's not as great. They're a bit more spread out and not in a straight line, so maybe you want to hit that at night. That way you can kind of see them a bit easier. Also, when you're doing these paths, it's okay if you miss 1 or 2 Lifmunk Effigies. It's not like you have to count each of them and go like, okay, there's 10 here, I only found 9, where's that other one? Just skip it. You're going to spend minutes finding that Lifmunk Effigy, and then it just takes longer than if you went to a new route or new fresh area of Lifmunk Effigies. Now, my initial idea for this route is that you go to the right side, you fast travel to one of the starting areas, and then you head south through the Bamboo Grove because there's a lot of Lifmunk Effigies in kind of the straight line. My problem was that it wasn't super easy to find all of them, and I missed a lot of them. Also, traveling at night through all the trees and cliffs was kind of sucky, and it just didn't feel that great. Now, I did get a lot of Mega Spheres and open a lot of chests, so there was some value to it, but it actually wasn't as great of an area as it looked. Mount Obsidian's way better. You can hit this spot, but it's not that great. So the plan to max out my catch power is to find the best chains of Lifmunk Effigies. So Bamboo Groves just seems terrible. Maybe if we need to get a couple of stragglers to get like the last couple of Lifmunk for our final level. You know, you can teleport to the sealed realm and grab all these kind of quick. There's a few that don't seem like they're going to be in awful spots over here. But yeah, the rest of them don't seem like there's a good way to just loop all of them, and they're pretty scattered and tucked away, so that's not a good area. And the rest of the video is going to see how taking these micro routes works out, because yeah, you teleport to the eastern wild island, and then there's not horrible terrain, especially with a flying pal, and we could just grab 10, just like that. You gotta do what you gotta do. So this is my personal gaming tech. I got a 1440p curved monitor, and it's large enough to where, oh, instead of needing like 2 monitors, because yeah, dual monitor setup, most people have those, and that's going to be just fine. If I turn my one monitor into the dual monitor, doesn't mean I have to like squish it, but if I'm like using Minecraft and looking up resources or something, this is how I do it, so yeah. Now I will say, for the most part, traveling at night is terrible, but when the path just lines up and you see multiple Lifmunk Effigies, it feels really good. We got 1, 2, 3. Nice. A 4th one over there. By the fast travel, too. Also, this has been great for resources. We've opened tons of chests, so we've gotten some extra spheres. I've caught pals. That's experience. That's the goal. Same thing with these eggs. So we can also start hatching and see what we have. Huge verdant egg. Pretty sure that's, yeah, Verdash. Beacon from a large electric egg? That's actually very significant, because we just talked about Phalaris and the other, and Ragnarok, but Beacon is just right under them. So if you don't have to go out of your way to get one, yeah. We got a large scorching egg from the obsidian place, Pyron Noct. And then we also have a huge scorching egg from Mount Obsidian that is a Blaze Howl Noct. Or you get Ragnarok from a large scorching egg, so who cares about Beacon or Phalaris? Alright, so we're at the very end of the map and game. So far, no problems. I feel like with a flying pal, as long as you're good about stamina usage and you're not just out of stamina, you can fly away. I've taken a couple shotgun pellets. They're spread. It doesn't hurt too much. But a big thing is like, oh, much like everything else, you run out here, you get the super fatty chest that can have the large pal souls. You can also just pick up medium pal souls off the ground. So this is good at any level of the game. And Vanworm's keeping us nice and warm. Almost 3 hours of farming Lifmunk Effigies. It has taken a lot of restraint to not know how many I've found. I really hope it's 100. I don't think it's 100, but let's audit the little routes I did. So this one, great, fun, just works. You go from Lifmunk to Lifmunk. All of those took like 7 minutes. And then I stopped counting because it started getting annoying. So this one, also not too terrible. Also, I'm moving the wrong thing. You make your way over to the natural bridge, you cut over here, and then there's just Lifmunk Effigies everywhere. Also, farming Lifmunk Effigies, not only good for chest, but also getting a lot of fast travel points unlocked. Then you just kind of go around this area, and you just find lots of Lifmunk Effigies. Good. This area looks really nice. Nah, it's not great. It's not fun. I did like top route, I did bottom route, and I don't think I found all. I definitely didn't find all of them, and it was just kind of like annoying, slow, and clunky, but I got some. This area, great, wonderful. Got some over here, hopped across, went up, looped around, hit up all this area. Also, reminder, go here every couple of days when the chests respawn, because there's just 4 high-level chests right there. Then you cut back over, fast travel, good. Went quick, got a lot of easy Lifmunk Effigies, so that was nice. This area by the mountain, mid. It's not terrible. It's not a bait like Bamboo Grove, but it's also not as crazy as it looks. But like, yo, you just farm, you know, all the Lifmunk Effigies you need for the entire game right here. There's my guide, GG easy, like, comment, subscribe. No, it's not that free, but it's also not terrible. Actually, starting off by like this fast travel point and then hitting the ones up here and around here first, and then coming down through here, I definitely didn't collect them all, and then finishing at the tower entrance and then teleporting out to the next one. It was alright. It was good. I got a decent amount of Lifmunk Effigies. It took some time, but it wasn't stressful. That's why it's mid. And then we just have the ice area. So all of this was nice. I didn't get bothered by anything. Nothing killed me. I got a lot of chests. Out here, though, wasn't good. I barely found any of the Lifmunk Effigies. The map says 6. I found like 2. And then it just kind of got annoying. Maybe 3. There's not as many as you'd expect kind of through this area. So yeah, just kind of like hit the ones on the shore. get this fast travel. Also, you're going to need the in-game fast travel anyways. That's kind of it. As you can see, I didn't explore the rest of it, so there's still more Lifmunk effigies to find here, but that was also kind of chill, good for resources. It was aight. And then Moonless Shore is a weird one. I definitely didn't find all the Lifmunk effigies, and I spent a lot of time here, but it was one of those, takes time, but it's not stressful. I cut across this waterway area, so I found the Lifmunk effigies on the left. I hit this shore. I just kind of flew around. As you can see, I thoroughly explored it. I didn't find, like, the batch of 3 that's just all clumped up here, or, like, these extra clumps of Lifmunk effigies. So some of them are tucked away, some of them are weird, some of them are, like, who even knows. But overall, like, yeah, you can just kind of fly around and cross off a lot of Lifmunk effigies in this area. And depending on, like, where you are and if it's at night, a couple of them light up, and it feels pretty good. So I don't know how many I found in total. As you can see, we've explored a significant part of the map. There's not a lot in the desert. I think if we need to finish off and we're only, like, a dozen Lifmunk effigies away, Mount Obsidian, that's going to be it. And I don't really know about anything else, because then it's kind of a mess, or that's, hey, you just wait, you know, you sit at 9 catch power until you get Jet Dragon, and then you just blast through and get everything else you need. So let's finally find out. 123. Where does that put us? Let's go. Level 30, max catch power. Alright, freeze frame, Sakurajima update 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now there's 2 more levels for Lifmunk effigies. Now don't worry, the new island has a lot of Lifmunk effigies. Also, when you get that far in the game, just get your Jet Dragon, bro, and then you can scoop up all the other Lifmunk effigies you need. You don't need to max out your Lifmunk effigies before level 50 if you don't want to. I'm going to be dropping a video soon, level 30 in under 4 hours. So you can just turbo, get better pals, get faster, and then pick up Lifmunk effigies as you go. From like that last ride. And that was all I showed. What I showed, I didn't even get all the ones in those pictures. We just did it. Actually recommend, actually worth. I was losing motivation there at the end. Best Lifmunk effigy guide. GG easy. Now weirdos are going to say, just use a mod, just use a save editor, and unlock all the Lifmunk effigies because the gameplay is unnecessary. Even though that removes all nuance of playing the game, and also it's cheating, and then people are going to say, you can't cheat in single player, then why are you even playing the game if you're just going to hack in everything that just causes you to beat the game? GameShark is literally a cheating device for single player. Get over yourself. Now it gets a bit more in the weeds when we're talking about map overlays, collectible trackers, and other mods like that, because we don't really know where Palworld is going to go with that kind of stuff. Most people, most servers probably going to allow it, but maybe like hardcore dedicated servers going to say like, no mods, no helpers. And there's also implications from other games. Like, yeah, you just get an Overwolf Lifmunk Effigy Finder, and then it just kind of guides you toward the Lifmunk effigies. Is that going to be kosher? Is that going to be seen as cheating? Because we've seen weird things happen where Overwolf was getting flagged by the anti-cheat for New World. Now, most of the time, stuff like that gets resolved, or the developers make a statement. Also, Pocket Pair very in tune with the community, but they've just kind of been saying, like, with their patch updates and stuff, like, oh, we're fixing cheating, we're putting in more measures against cheating. Are helpers considered cheating? In some context, they could be. And we've also seen what happens when you need third-party tools and plugins to actually play the game, or else you're just at a disadvantage with things like RuneLite and old-school RuneScape. That if you're not running RuneLite, you're just out. And I believe that is absolutely horrible for game health, so we need to make sure Palworld doesn't go down that road. Also, we've seen it to where some plugins are cheating and can get you banned. Others, they're just fine, even though they kind of do the same thing. So there's a lot of ambiguity. It's still early days. We don't know where it's going to go. It could just get to where it's like, yeah, no modding whatsoever. Even like IVs or any kind of map overlays and mini-maps and stuff will be allowed on official servers or most multiplayer servers. I'm honestly cool with that. If Overwolf or other plugins end up becoming the meta, it could just get shut down to where like you're blocked from playing multiplayer if you have any of that stuff running for your game. So that's why, again, it's like, yeah, anyone could just say, like, the stupid thing of just reduce or remove the Lifmunk effigy cost with mods, or use this map that shows you all the Lifmunk effigies in your game so you don't need a second monitor. And why are you even looking up guides about Lifmunk effigies? So that's something I did want to note to kind of see, like, this game is ever changing. Who knows where it's going to go in the future, especially with like multiplayer taking off and larger updates. And this could just be like Minecraft, where it just holds 200,000 concurrent players forever at some point. If all that stuff ends up being adopted, cool. You can use this guide for the areas and how to do that, and then use your maps and plugins, and everything's good. And then we'll just kind of see how it plays out from there. But overall, it wasn't miserable. That's kind of like the big takeaways. Like, if it was so miserable that I ended up with like 70 Lifmunk effigies after over 3 hours of work, and I still had like half the map of now just like disjointed, clunky, scattered Lifmunk effigies, yeah, I'd just be like, okay, mods are the only way to do this. But no, you can naturally get there, and it works. Now, the tease for next video is I picked up a lot of eggs along the way. Also, we got 30 gigaspheres, couple of megaspheres, few hyperspheres. So now, like, these are more valuable because we actually get to catch things with them with our max catch power, which is really cool. We get to see, like, what these are, and then we also have, like, a couple other eggs. I still have more eggs in my inventory. I have more eggs around the base, so we get to hatch, get experience, and we're just set. And I guess you didn't even need Ragnarok or Polaris and all that to max out. You can do it with the Vanworm. And it felt miserable, but then, like, it actually worked. Like, I wasn't behind. I wasn't, like, 20 Lifmunk effigies short. We got them all. And you get a faster Vanworm, and it's easy. So, if you have, like, the most optimal route ever, I think you could get max Lifmunk catches in, like, under 5 hours. If, like, that's what you focus on. You know, you get to the level, you get Vanworm, you craft the saddle, you only care about catch power from there. And then after that, you have just an outrageous amount of resources. Interesting thing is, like, we didn't hit the desert. So, like, you get all that. Maybe you also end up with a Univol or some kind of PAL at the end. You get an extra fast, like, grounded PAL. You use that to cover the desert a lot faster. And now, you're, like, level 20-something. 5 hours in, you have, I don't know, 60 gigaspheres, 15 hyperspheres, and then like 100 megaspheres and palspheres, and you can just catch anything you want, and you're straight to level 40 in like 6-7 hours. That's the hope. We're gonna have to do like another playthrough to run it through, but we are learning here, and so far, everything's coming together. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.